Jesus is teaching us two distinct lessons. And it is up to us to make a decision as to whether or not we will leave here, go home, and live our lives as we have. Or we can take these teachings to heart and put them into our lives. And then and only then will we benefit from the teachings of Jesus both today and whenever he does teach in the future. The first has to do with ego. Now, this is the size of our average ego. And it sort of keeps us from doing the right thing for the right reasons. And if we are to consider something in hopes that we will be recognized and perhaps praised by those about us, I would recommend that we don't do it. But if we consider something totally outside of ourselves, no one will know about it. It will be solely and singularly for the benefit of those we serve. Then, my brothers and sisters, we will be storing up our treasures in heaven. We must consider at this time the values of the things that we hold deep in our hearts. The second lesson is one of giving. And I have never, well, to say it another way, when I think of it, I cringe when the story of the poor widow comes about. I cannot imagine the faith this woman had to give her all, so that all she owned after that was the clothes on her back. What a wonderful sacrifice that was. Now, we don't recognize it in Scripture. We don't read it. But I'd like to think that Jesus took care of this poor widow, not only for the next meal, but for the next meal as long as she lived. She most certainly did deserve it. I'm not proud of this, but everything that I have given to the church, to a person on the street who had needs, to the many charities that are available to us, to the poor, I have never given to any of these which caused me to go without. And that's because, dear friends, I have given out of my excess. Certainly not like the poor widow. Well, if I were to ask you, what does your portfolio look like? You might say to me, well, the bank and I own the house our family lives in. I own a car. I have a bank account, modest as it is, and a few other things. And these are the things that I own. I would say to you, my friends, that you and I do not own anything. What we possess is loaned to us from God. It is loaned to us so that we may care for ourselves and care for those who are less fortunate than we are. These are the things which we can learn and put into practice in our lives. And because of this, we can share more fully with those who are less fortunate than us. We can try and discern our motivation for the things we plan to do, so that we can take this ego, compress it, and stick it in our back pockets, and then go forward with a true reason for giving, for loving, for caring. The teachings of Jesus are not meant to be listened to, and then as soon as we leave the church, to go on with our lives as we otherwise would. The teachings of Jesus are to show us how to live out our lives, how to put Jesus Christ first in our lives. God bless you.